And let's go here. Whoops. There we go. Sorry, Jerem. Let me unpin you there. And let me pin. All right. Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Saturday morning training call this morning. We are so fortunate to have with us the founder and what I would call a serial entrepreneur, Mr. Rick Raditz. And, we were just asking for somebody from your corporate team, Rick, to come on and help us. And I guess people are busy on Saturday morning. So what happens? They defer to the founder. And of course, he picks up
Yeah,
the ball and runs with it. And so we're so excited to have you on our call today. And just so you'll know, my name's Steve Campbell, and these are some of the leaders we have from around the country, all over the place, including Gordon out there in Kauai. And so it's what, 6 o'clock out there, 6 a.m. So thanks, Gordon, for getting up with us, and thank you guys for being with us. Um, Okay, so because Rick only has a few minutes with us this morning, we're going to ask him a few questions. But the first thing, I was talking to Jeremy a little bit earlier this morning. I said, Jeremy, I just realized how embarrassing it must be to invite somebody the caliber of Rick Raditz, who owns MeetN, who owns this exciting venture that we're getting involved in. And I invited him to our call on a Zoom link. It does seem like, that was a little bit crazy. But I am so glad that you are here with us this morning, Rick. And I'm just going to add you to this a little bit. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and then our leaders are anxious to ask you a whole bunch of other questions as your time
sure.
allows. And
Yeah, yeah,
don't worry if you have to go. We totally understand. Then the responsibility will fall to Jeremy. We'll throw that pressure on Jeremy this morning for the rest of it. But I signed up for a meeting this morning, and I signed up because I was a little bit embarrassed that I'm inviting you to a Zoom meeting. I told all our team that starting next week for our training, it'll be on the meeting, calling. Situation we have. And I'm excited to be able to use it. We went through the list of the benefits and everything, but we're going to have you help us because it was almost overwhelming when you look at everything. And
sure.
I'm excited to find out why you decided it with all your experience that you've had, being involved in software and being involved with Microsoft and all the different companies that you've been involved in, why you decided to land here. Because I think like most of us, we use Zoom occasionally, but once COVID hit, we were probably like everybody else, and we became an avid user of Zoom. And then it's an interesting time for you to look at, okay, now it might be a good time to get into the marketplace. So we're excited about that. So the first question that I have for you, Rick, is why did you choose, out of all the things, with all your experience, why did
Yeah.
you choose to kind of get center and come into this?
Well, great question. So you mentioned my Microsoft experience. I was at Microsoft from 88 until 2000. So kind of the golden years of Microsoft. And that gave me a lot of experience about, having big goals and thinking big and so on. And then I became a serial entrepreneur and I launched four multi-million dollar, software companies in 4 years.
Wow.
And that
How
kind
come
of
you
taught me
didn't
that.
call me? I don't know why you didn't call me. What's going on? Anyway.
uh, Yeah, well, yeah. So I mean, and that kind of taught me that I can do stuff, right? And of the four products I launched, the one that was the best by far in terms of customer satisfaction and profit and everything was my audio conferencing service. I had a high capacity, kind of we called them teleseminars. Nowadays we call them webinars, but then we had to invent a term. We called it a teleseminar. It's pretty close. And and one of the reasons it was my number one product was that the use of the service promotes the service. I mean, if you're doing, it was called Instant Teleseminar. If you're doing a call on Instant Teleseminar, well, you're promoting that Instant Teleseminar link to your whole list every time you do a call. So it has built-in marketing. And even in the age of Zoom, if we want to call it this post-pandemic, um, uh, a lot of tech industries have what are called network effects. Like, for example, auctions on eBay, right? Like the buyers want to be where the sellers want to be where the buyers are. That's called a network effect. The network reinforces the leader. And so, good luck going into the eBay business. I mean, it's been decades, and no one has credibly, tried to knock him off their throne. In a couple niche ways, maybe, yeah, but very, very niche. But Zoom or video meetings broadly, as an industry, there are no network effects. You're going to use whatever meeting service the host of the meeting invited you to use. I mean, like the evidence will be next week. We'll all be on meeting. Okay, so what that means is in this industry, it doesn't matter how big Zoom is. Doesn't matter at all. As long as we know how to sell MeetN, we can grow and become profitable and then big, and there's nothing stopping us but our own efforts. And that speaks well into the whole business opportunity that you guys are building, adding the Gnodi rewards and everything to it. It's like, does Zoom give you Gnodi rewards just for using the product or service? No. Okay, so there's an advantage. So I just sold a bunch of people on MeetN right there, and then but on top of that, just as a service, Zoom is really focused on the enterprise level. That's where they make all their money. And therefore we're aiming differently. We're aiming for the small business entrepreneur, solo entrepreneur, network marketer, and so on. And what do these people need? These people need ways to promote themselves and their service, their opportunity, etc. If you think about a corporate sales process, it's not so much come to this webinar and get sold. It's more about brand awareness and lawyers and other kinds of things. And so Zoom isn't even aware of what the small business solo entrepreneur, MLM network marketer needs. And what they need again is the way to promote themselves. So one of the key features of MeetN that makes it unique is that we have like more than a dozen unique ways to help you promote whatever it is you want to promote, whether it's yourself or your opportunity or your product or service, whatever. So, for example, with MeetN, you can preload. Well, should I do a little
Sure,
screen
sure.
share
Go
demo?
ahead. Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
so I'll share my Chrome tab here.
Okay.
Um, okay, so you guys are all seeing my little browser here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the MeetN toolbar across the top. You'll notice that Zoom has a black theme. I'm not saying that they're the bad guys, but they chose to wear a black hat, a black toolbar. Okay, we're the good guys. We're using a white toolbar. Okay, so right there we're a little different. But so in one sense it's very similar. We wanted it to be similar so that it felt familiar, so that there isn't a big learning curve. You can open up the menu, you can start and stop recording. You can start or stop streaming. That means streaming out to Facebook or YouTube or anybody who takes our TMP. And then you can screen share if you want to. Here's a custom button you can add to your own toolbar. So that's custom. You can customize that. In the middle, you can mute or unmute your mic, camera, and speaker and change your view. And over here, you see the attendees. You can start a breakout and you have chat and so on. And here we have widgets. Widgets are unique. Widgets allow you um, to well to do all kinds of things. Let me just go into widgets here. I'll go into my sample widget folder. I don't even know what's in here. But uh, if I click on the plus here, I can add a button bar, which is a row of buttons. I can add a call to action pop-up, which is pop up with a headline and a subheadline and an image and a button. I can pop up a web page, any web page that allows itself to be popped up. I can start a timer. I can upload media like slides and videos and audios, or I can upload a file of any kind. I can add a presenter note, which is a little reminder that appears only to me or only to the hosts in the room. And it's good to put that in the middle of your slideshow so that you know when to ask for questions or whatever. And you can also add a hide pop-up command so that at a certain point in your presentation, maybe you want to stop showing your slides and talk directly to the audience. So you put in a hide pop-up widget at that moment.
Wow.
We also have a teleprompter. And next week, we're adding an attendee recorder. So what does that mean? Well, let's say you want to get a bunch of testimonials from everyone who are in the call with you. The attendee recorder lets you pop up a little question to everyone. Would you like to give us a testimonial? And you can customize that language. It can be whatever you want. Would you like to share your story? Would you like to whatever? So you can pop up a little question. Would you like to give us a testimonial? Yes or no? And if they click no, they get a little, oh, thank you anyway, kind of message, whatever you want. And if they click yes, then they can confirm their audio video settings and then make a recording and replay the recording to confirm it's good, and then they can submit it. So you could have 1,000 people in your meeting, and you could potentially, mathematically, collect 1,000 testimonials all at once. And then
Good.
they all get stored, on the cloud for you to access whenever you want. So
Well,
that's coming next week.
you can appreciate the fact that networking, that would be a very strong incentive, a great, great tool for those of us that want to share this product, which is
Oh yeah,
a benefit for you, a benefit for us, a benefit for Cirrus, all these tremendous opportunities. We just liked it because Gordon and I, for example, we were doing a call in Asia the other night. And, they had some Asian translators on the call. And we had people, if I'm not mistaken, Gordon, I think we had people from Brunei, we had Taiwan, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Singapore, all these different, Malaysia. And some people just didn't speak English, Rick. And your translation
yeah,
feature was just incredible. We had a tutorial on it previous, and I went, "Oh, we should have had that for this call because it was wonderful." And the only thing I was going, as I get a little bit, I need my readers or something. And the person giving us tutorial said, just click on the text, make the text bigger. So, I have this gigantic, 40-foot computer screen because then everything's big. But it was wonderful. And so Gordon and I were talking about what a game changer that will be for us to be able to have people, that we're trying to get this message out to be able to see in real time. It's just a wonderful feature. All these features that you're talking about, Rick, are things that we appreciate so much. I know your time's limited, and I've been very conscious about it. And so if I feel pressured, that's why. But I'm going to add Jeremy here to start off. Do you mind if we ask you just a couple of questions?
go for it. I'm here to serve you guys,
No,
so it's
no,
all good.
no, no. You're awesome. You're awesome. Okay, Jerem, I'm going to start you off, and then we'll just kind of go from there.
Awesome. Okay, hey Rick. So
Hey,
my question, my background is in technology, and I'm an IT guy and everything. And so my question really has to do a little bit more with, I guess, bandwidth and the background, the servers, and everything. When you put MeetN together, I just want to know the like pros and cons, right? When we're saying, hey, this is way better than Zoom. There's all these features and everything that we talk about. They're great, but what maybe has some people a little concerned is, Zoom is way bigger. They probably have like way more servers and bandwidth and all that stuff. So how have you built MeetN? Like what is the backbone of, so because the last thing you want is being in a meeting and all of a sudden people are dropping off because there's not enough bandwidth or power, server power or whatever, right? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, we're hosted at Oracle, which is a top tier, hosting facility, and they have servers available to us worldwide, so we can grow worldwide. And in terms of the available servers and bandwidth and so on, it's all on demand these days. That's the beauty of the cloud infrastructure, the cloud model. Back in the old days when I began my small business, I had to own my servers and do what's called co-location. You put your server like physically in a certain rack that you rent at some facility, and then that's your web server. And God forbid you scale beyond that one server, you're toast. But nowadays with the cloud, the programming is largely the same, but you're renting hardware and bandwidth as you need it. So like one video bridge server can handle a couple hundred people talking back and forth to each other. Now that could be one larger meeting, or it could be, 50 smaller meetings. The most common meeting size is two people, and then slightly less common is three people, and four, then five, and then it's what's called a long tail. There are very few big events, and then a lot of small meetings. So it's actually rather efficient. So we have X number of video bridges online and available, and we always keep like 10 extra servers ready to go just in case they're needed. So that way, if there's a big burst at the top of the hour and we need to pull five of these servers, then we spawn five more servers. So we always have 10 available, and then those extra servers are just waiting there in case the burst is even bigger than we thought. But and it only takes like a minute to spool these servers up. So fair question, but the answer is because of the scalable on-demand nature of cloud hosting, it's really not even a concern.
Wow. So, Jerem, when I'm just thinking about it, how we're getting all our distributors on Meetin. And I love the name, by the way. It's very easy
Oh,
to
thank you.
remember, and we think it's great. Of course, I'm from Canada, and I came down to Utah, and I remember when I first got here, somebody said, "Hey, we're going hunting," and
Yeah.
the Meetin just clicked with me from that standpoint. But
Well, in the U.S., it's kind of like I've described it humorously as the redneck version of Zoom.
there you go. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly.
So
That's
you
exactly.
you go to the meeting,
Yeah.
and just so you guys know, this week I'll forgive you because we're on Zoom. But next week, you don't
Yes.
say, "Oh, that was a good meeting." You don't say, "Nice meeting you." You say, "Nice meeting you." Okay.
Okay. Okay. We're
Yeah.
going to adopt that and go from there. Jerem, any other questions?
Yeah, no, that was the other question actually, was where did the name come from? So that's perfect. Well, I'm good.
Yeah, well, I actually bought the domain name in 2013, long before I had a product, because I came across it on a website called Brand Bucket, and it was a five-letter domain name, and it was the name of it was both descriptive and because of the N, the way it's put in there, it's a brand. And so it was like everything I would want in a name if I ever wanted to do a video meeting product. So I bought it. It cost me $5,000 at the time. It'd be worth way more now. But so I locked it in 2013, way ahead of me diving into this space. But I just thought I didn't want to pass up that opportunity.
Wow. That is truly entrepreneurial, thinking ahead
Yeah,
like so that is good. Of course, my entrepreneurial, I started a singing telegram business back when I went to university. Now it
it's fun.
doesn't have the same upside. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding about. Don, I'm going to add a technical person here, because most of our distributors are just interested in using the meeting and meeting and for all the benefits that we have in our networking business. But every now and then we get some really smart tech guys, and we have one that just wanted to ask a question, and I don't know where he just went. I was just ready to put him on. Where'd you go? Oh, there we go. Okay. So,
I'm here.
oh, thank you. Thank you, Jerem, for doing that. Okay. So, Don, this is Don Braden, Rick, and obviously he doesn't want to be on camera this morning because it's too early in the morning, I guess, on a Saturday morning. But Don, did you have any questions that you wanted to add, Rick, while you're here? That's not too technical, so the rest of us, I'll decide we're going to go finish what we want to do on Saturday.
No, I just will compliment MeetN. When I saw it Thursday before the meeting was over with, I became a customer and a user. We have the little challenges of how long it took for a link to show up to be able to activate, but I'm sure MeetN and Cirrus will get that all working.
Yeah.
Your support team on MeetN with Michelle and Rick, another Rick. It was awesome to be able to talk with Rick
Yeah, we
on.
love Michelle, by the way. She did a great job. We had a little
No, well,
tutorial.
and there's only one Rick. That was me.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Was
that was him, Don.
Yeah,
were you on
I'm everywhere
Saturday?
all the time. I have a very odd sleeping schedule. I go to bed early, like 8 p.m. and I wake up at like 3 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
And that 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. time is a time where people don't do a lot of business. So they don't notice that I'm not there. But so it seems like I'm always there because whether you text me at 3 a.m. or from Australia or 7 p.m. in Australia, it's 3 a.m. here. I'm there. So I'm very happy to answer questions and I'm an entrepreneur. So if my employees aren't working in the moment, I am.
Well, and this is a great example, again, which we're very grateful. But, to Don's credit, Don runs some big companies and uses a lot of Zoom products for his call centers and things that he's involved with. And so the fact that, he's making this switch over to Meetin is really a very positive thing. Thank you, Don, for doing that. Did you have any other questions, Don?
No, I would just say everybody enjoy what Cirrus has put together, which was very helpful, Rick. So I guess you and I were working together. I uh, I loved the videos that Cirrus has of all the meetings step by step, all of
Yep.
the things. I literally signed in with my laptop and my phone, and now have been able to play as a guest as well as a host. And the differences of the interface that you and I discussed uh, in the last 24 hours, it's awesome to be able to see all the things that Zoom does all my slides, my presentations, my PowerPoints all worked, all generated, worked and fine scenario. And the videos are extremely concise and well. Everybody should go to MeetN, It's awesome and walk through every step. The things that you've done with the Cirrus partnership, I'm sure Craig Smith and other people in our side of it has a lot to help, and you've done an amazing job. I'm excited. And the nice thing, Steve, is guess what? We not
What?
only get rewards, etc., but as I bring my people in who have Zoom products and move them over, they all of a sudden wanted to be involved as quarter and half nodes, etc., to be able to create the products for their customers, but also have the benefit of the blockchain and the nodes, etc. So over the weekend, there'll be a lot of quarter nodes and half nodes and full nodes that will be done
Well, I
to maximize our meeting partnership.
I love it. And that was a great that's a great testimonial really when you look at it from that standpoint. Gordon got our friend Gordon over in Hawaii is the one who got Don involved. And we've known Don for a few years because he was involved with us in another business. But Gordon, I'm glad you got him involved, brother. And from that standpoint. Well, we're gonna let Rick go. Gordon, did you want to ask a question before we get off? I'm just going to. Well, you're on mute, buddy. Let's see if we can get you because
Okay.
it's been a wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Right.
so anyway, what I was going to say is Don basically, tapped that up for me because my interest would be, is there a real good path for meeting for dummies? If because we really need that, we need meeting for dummies because, when you look at our organizations worldwide, the vast majority are not going to be technical people, as in anything. I mean, you go to any town, any city, any place, probably 90% of the people are not Jeremy and they're not Don Braden and they're not you and they're not, So I guess my thing is I'm glad I just heard Don say that that the backup material that you put together with Cirrus is absolutely fantastic. I haven't looked at it, so I'm going to guess that we do have a robust meeting for dummies situation that we're going to be able to tap into. So that's really my
Gordon,
only question.
Gordon, you and I are almost the same that way. And I signed up this morning. And of course, Malin helped me, let's go through the videos so that you have a better understanding. And so I did that. And Don's absolutely correct. But so anyway, we just,
This
okay.
is the MeetNNodiPower.com website. Someone could put the link in the chat.
Yep.
So right here is a quick start video. It's only like a minute and a half, so it truly is a quick start video. Shows you how to log in, shows you how to, do all the basics. And if you have questions, here's the support email address. You can't miss it. Support@meetandnotipower.com. Okay. And the reason why it's meetandnotipower.com is this is a special edition of Meetin. This is the edition of Meetin that has the Noti rewards. This is the version of Meetin, the edition of Meetin that comes preloaded with serious content so that you can promote the opportunity. Okay, but by just clicking, it's all preloaded. So we also have a dedicated support team that's aware of all of this, and so this is the support email you want to use for your support. But if you scroll down, all the getting started videos, the main menu videos, the toolbar videos, all about the widgets and a couple advanced topics. So, and then some frequently asked questions down below.
Yeah.
So this is a really good place to kind of get started with Meeting and just start with the quick start video.
You know what?
Okay, so
Yeah.
and what was that? What was the moniker that we go to? Where do we go to get to see that? It's called.
I'll put it into chat here. Where's chat? I can't find chat in Zoom. They keep moving the icons around. I'm serious. Where's chat?
I think it's been
Is
disabled.
it under more?
I think
Oh,
we probably disabled it, maybe.
have you disabled chat? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
and that's fine. Meeting can disable chat as well. So I'll say it more slowly. Meetin, MEETN, okay, Meetin, Nodi.powered.com. And Nodi, of course, is spelled Gnodi. So Meetin, Nodi, powered, it's
I've
past
tried
tense,
it and it works.
powered.com.
Works
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
There you
that's
go.
great. And how long should the average person wait for, the email to
There's a bug on our end where if someone was registered as a host or had some sort of like account created in a meeting already, they weren't getting the activation email. So some people were getting the activation email, some people aren't.
right?
And
Yeah,
so we're
that's
going to
what
fix
happened
that.
to me. So I was just asking.
Yeah. So we're going to fix it over the weekend, and so like Monday, it should be instantaneous as it should have always been.
Okay, last thing, Jeremy. I was wondering if you could pull up the rewards because Rick's point about the rewards, if everything was equal and you couldn't decide, which it isn't, because we know how great meeting is, but if it was all equal, what's the thing that just is a killer for us on our end from a reward standpoint? Would you mind sharing that real quick? Just before we go, Rick, this is the last thing we're just going
Sure,
to show.
sure.
Just and this is a game changer, guys, and this is what we're excited about. Go ahead, Jerem.
Yep. So it is, as we've always talked about, the triple threat, right? Here at Cirrus is the idea that not only is the product better, right? Product is better than the competition. The pricing is better. You're getting more for the same price, right? And I'll just give you an example of that real quick. I pay currently about $19 a month for my Zoom professional, subscription every month, and I am only allowed to have 100 people on my Zoom. But for the just basically a dollar more, right? For $20 a month with MeetN, I now get 300 people plus all the bells and whistles that we've talked about, right? So better product, better pricing, and then of course, finally the triple threat, the third thing that makes all the difference in the world is these rewards. Because now for the same thing I was paying Zoom, now I can get daily payout of rewards. And as I invite other people to also have the same benefits, right? Save money, have a better product. They're going to get rewards, and I'm going to get a reward for the referral. So, game changer, triple threat. We have the best of the best here. It's awesome.
I feel like the old Saturday Night Live skits, and there's more, the Popeil pocket fisherman. No, but there is. And that is what's so great at the end of the day, guys. When you look at these rewards that we're getting by being involved with Gnodi, yeah, this is a tremendous thing. And the company has been doing this with whatever products we introduce. And you'll notice that as we move forward, there's a little bit of a theme here that really makes it impossible almost not to get involved. Well, appreciate that very much. Rick, I just want to tell you thanks for your time this morning. I know we only had you for a few minutes. We abused that. My bad on me.
No, no, it's all good. Like I said, I'm here to serve you guys. It's a service-led entrepreneurship kind of a philosophy here. So, just reach out and we're happy to help you.
Well, thank you very much for your time this morning. We're looking forward to getting to know you better, my friend, and we will be getting a huge army of people to join your company. And
All
so
right.
I think you'll look back and go, I remember Steve when we did this very small meeting back. But we're excited about where we're headed. Thank you very much
Yeah,
today.
you're very
And
welcome.
team, thank you for being involved, and we'll see you all again this next week with the different opportunity meetings we have. Thank you, Mr. Rick, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye
Thanks,
bye.
everybody.